following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in my thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me, big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We have a very fun show for you guys today. We have Ricky Rebel coming on. We haven't had him on in many, many years, and we see him at red carpet events in LA once in a while, but we haven't had him on the show. And then we have everybody's favorite horror movie icon, Yan Burch, coming on. Should be a lot of fun, but before we get started with any of that, let's say hi to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hello, Jimmy Star. Anyway, Ricky and I peed together. Did you know we held
Yes,
our
I
hands?
know.
But we peed together in the haunted house that we did with Kardoshala. Kardosha. Well, I hate that name.
I know you can't do the name outright.
I
Queen
can't.
of the Paranormal, we can say that.
The Queen of Paranormal. When we did this, the insane asylum, it was haunted, and we went there, and Ricky and I just had to go so bad, and we peed, and it was an old abandoned building.
No, it was a psychiatric. Remember, it was like an old psychiatric.
Yeah, but it was abandoned. There was nobody. We didn't pee in a building. There were people in it.
No, you peed as you were talking to the glory hole.
Right.
If there was any ghosts. You guys can see that, actually.
Ricky's a lot of fun. Yes, you can. You can see it in the comic book as well as on video.
On YouTube.
This is Astro. He wants to say hello. Hello, honey.
Isn't he cute?
Kiss daddy. Yeah, say hello to people out there. Say hello, everybody. I'm Astro.
They love our colors today.
Oh, good.
So it's good, you guys. And I'm wearing the pink shirt because it's a new shirt I got, and this is like my pink glasses.
You know what they say about men in pink shirts?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Nobody knows what that means anyway.
Yes, they do.
Great colors, they said. No, so everything is good, and I wanted to say something, and now I forgot. Oh, I want to thank everybody, you guys. First of all, we want to thank everybody for listening to the show. So I was just on Chartable checking out how we're doing, and right now the Jimmy Star Show is number 18 for television and film on Apple iTunes. We're number 8 in the UK. And we're also charting in Germany, South Korea, Ireland, India, Egypt, Algeria, Indonesia, and the United Arab Emirates.
Egypt.
So people are loving us all over the place. So thanks so much.
I want to go to Egypt so bad.
I don't know if it's safe right now, but we will go. Maybe we'll go for your 85th birthday.
How about my 90th?
No, 85th.
No, my 90th.
Well, that's a long way away.
Yeah, I know, but my 90th. I want to go for my 90th. This way I could be a mummy.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. Look how I coordinate. Wristwatch, shirt.
Yeah, show dog. She likes that.
Mug. Am I not just the most coordinated person you've ever seen?
Oh, and B. Claudia just joined us. Hey, B. So B from Germany joined us too.
B. Claudia from Germany.
Yay! So you guys, I think it's going to be a fun show. It should be a lot of fun.
Ricky is a lot of fun. And Ricky's a very smart fella. Very clever guy, Ricky is. He's very talented, and he puts on quite a show.
Yes, he does.
He gives you sparkles and spangles and explosions and music and dancing. And it's like when Ricky's on stage, you don't need an orchestra. You need nothing. You just need Ricky. He's there, and he's fabulous. Astro, I love you, but I'm working.
I forgot, too, that we went on the Celebrity Ghost Hunter. We'll have to talk about that.
Look at him.
We'll have to talk about that.
I love my dog. Shut up.
We'll have to talk about the Celebrity Ghost Hunter. I forgot about that.
Yeah. We were in New York, and KC, who is the queen of paranormal, we all got together, a bunch of us, Eileen Shapiro, Jimmy, myself, Ricky, and who else? And KC. Wasn't
yes.
there somebody else?
It was you, me, Eileen, Ricky, and Kadrolsha.
Right.
And then the next time we did it with Aaron Paul. But the first time was with
and
Ricky.
we drove to this abandoned insane asylum that's been abandoned for 30 or 40 years on Long Island.
We climbed up a tree, went in the second floor window.
Well, actually, it was better than that. I keep telling this story over and over again. You know, Eileen Shapiro has these huge boobs. You know, they're gigantic. They're beyond huge. They're like, I think she's a, what? She said she was a 38H. I mean, whoever heard of an H bra? But she's a 38H on this body. Anyway, we're climbing over a chain link fence that's high. It's a 6-foot fence or a 7-foot fence. And Eileen, her boobs went on the other side of the fence. Now Eileen is hanging from the fence, telling me to help her. I am on the floor, hysterical. I can't breathe because I'm crying from laughter, because there I see these two huge boobs hanging on this side of the fence, and Eileen is on the other side. So as a gentleman that I am, I went over and I got my hands and I went like that, and I lifted those gigantic things and pushed them, and she went over the other side of the fence. Then we tried it again, and of course I said, put your leg over first, not your boobs. So we got into the insane asylum.
Actually, though, you're kind of confusing them.
Why?
Because that was the second one we did with Aaron Paul.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. But Ricky won't know about that if we mention that, because he wasn't there for that
Oh,
one.
Ricky wasn't there for the tip one?
No, he was there for the one where you guys, you were like talking to the ghosts in the glory hole, and you guys peed together. And and then Kadrosha got like the little cross got on her chest, and we heard the noises.
Right.
That shit was awesome.
Anyway, which one is in the comic book? The second one was hanging
well,
on the fence.
This comic book is kind of an amalgamation of both.
Oh,
we took the best parts of both, I think.
Oh, okay.
So because the best part of everything was Eileen and her boobs going over the fence. So we had to make sure we had to include
classic. That was absolutely classic. If it were photographed, it would have been the most hysterical thing in the world. But I could not function. I was paralyzed.
We videotaped it, though. It's in the video.
Her on the fence?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we show it to everybody?
Oh, I'd have to edit it, so I'll see what I can do.
Edit it. We're going to show it to you in a
next
couple.
Week. We'll show
next week we'll show you Eileen hanging from the fence. It's hysterical.
I'm pretty sure it's in there.
You know.
The video's up on YouTube, you guys. It has like 50,000 views, I think.
Right. Sometimes huge boobs get in the way. I know they do when you're driving.
I don't know, because I never had huge boobs.
Yeah, well, I know. when I did drag years ago as Jane Russell, I used to drive to work and drag, and my tits would get caught in the steering wheel. I said, how do women have these goddamn things?
I think that's hilarious.
Right.
Just hilarious. All right, so you guys can listen to us. Here's all the places you can listen to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. We appreciate it if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts. You can also hear us on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music. The videos are on YouTube, Google Podcasts. You can hear us on Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. There's about another 150 or 60 more, but those are the actual ones that everybody like knows about and knows what they are. So if you can listen to us, but if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, though, we actually get paid. So listen to us on Apple Podcasts.
Wouldn't that be nice to get paid? I've been on this show 20 years. How many? 20-something years? And I've never gotten a nickel, not a paycheck. You think it'd even take me to lunch, the cheap boss?
I'll check you to go see The Beekeeper, though, this weekend, because I want to see it.
Just because you want to go, not because I want to go. That's a very narcissistic, selfish thing.
Yeah, but you love Jason Statham.
You betcha I do.
Also, we want to say hi to Mike Wagner. Just joined us.
Jason's my hero.
Say hi to Mike Wagner from the Mike Wagner Show. He just joined us. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
If I were young, I would want to be Jason.
They want us to smile into the camera. So hang on. Let me fix my hair. I don't know what happened to it. My hair's all freaking weird today. Hang on. I'll just go.
Hang on.
But I like with the glasses because the glasses match. So smile. Yay. I look a little fat.
You are.
No, I'm not. I lost 9 pounds. I'm really not. I'm getting better anyway, you guys. I've doing
Can I
much
stop
better.
smiling?
Yeah, we'll do it one more time just to make sure she got it. Yay! All right. So you guys, our two guests today, like I said, Ricky Rebel and Yan Burch. I thought I would give everybody a little taste of what Ricky sounds like. We play one of his videos, and then we're going to play his new single when he comes on. And then when we get done, he should probably be here. Don't bark, Astro. So here is Ricky Rebel. The name of the song is Preacher. Enjoy it, and we'll be right back with Ricky Rebel.
Yeah.
Back up, I'm not your preacher. Back up, I'm not your preacher. Back up, I'm not your preacher. Back up, I'm not your. I met you in Waikiki, in the back of your red Jeep. We did things that I can't believe. I lock it up in my memory. I never said I was an angel. I never said I was an angel. Don't know if there's a heaven or hell. But I know one thing, if you're looking for salvation, I'll be your lover, your lover. I'm not your preacher. I'm not your Jesus. I'm not your father, but I'll be your daddy, your daddy. I'm not your preacher. We met up in the front seat, on your knees in my blue mini. We did things that I can't believe. Lock it in the spank bank memory. Yeah. If you're looking for salvation, I'll be your lover, your lover. I'm not your preacher. I'm not your Jesus. I'm not your father, but I'll be your daddy, your daddy. I'm not your preacher. Afraid of some temptation, they call me Jezebel. You're not having fun at all, too concerned with hell. I don't know what happens when I leave this earth. I'm gonna have a good time, get all that it's worth. Don't try to change me, don't try to box me in. I think I need to start my own religion. Get in my bed, get out of your head. You know you just came here to have a little fun. All these punk haters on my feet try to pull me down, pretending not to see all the love that surrounds me. They wish that they had my life. I'm not ashamed of having good sex, that's my only vice. That's right. I was an angel. I never said I was an angel. Don't know if there's a heaven or hell. If you're looking for salvation, I'll be your lover, your lover. I'm not your preacher. I'm not your Jesus. I'm not your father, but I'll be your daddy, your daddy. I'm not your preacher. Cause I just wanna have fun before my life is over. I'm never gonna be asleep. Back up, I'm not your preacher.
Yay! So that's Preacher by Ricky Rebel. We've known him for many years. He hasn't been on the show, I don't think, since we lived in Pennsylvania, right? He has never been on the show since we've been here.
Where were we living when we went to the thing?
In Pennsylvania.
Oh, I thought we were living here.
No. So it's a long time ago. All right, so now we're going to bring him on, you guys. Let's let him in, Juan.
Hey,
There you are.
Jimmy and Ron.
Yay!
I have to say, gay buns, gay basket,
We love your preacher video.
Cute
I love the
trick.
pink
Cute
shirt is so
trick.
cute.
All the old queens. Oh, but Ricky, all the old queens are having strokes and heart attacks.
They
Yes.
are.
That's a hot video, you little.
I
You love
love
it?
that video.
With your buns hanging out, your meat's in the basket. You know, I mean, you're looking good, girl. Boy.
Thank you, girl. You're looking amazing too.
So hold on, let's introduce him officially. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, singer, songwriter, dancer, musician, recording artist, and pop sensation, Ricky Rebel. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's
That's
a
a
long
really
time coming. I
Yes,
miss you guys so much. It's so good to see you again.
it is.
It's
We've
good
seen
to
you a
see
couple of
you.
times in LA at red carpets, but you're always very busy because you're always the showstopper at all the red carpets because
Yeah,
you're always
question
dressed so
before we go any
fabulous.
further. Your show, do you still do it with sparkles and spangles and explosions and stuff? Remember how you used to do your show?
Yeah, the glam aspect is still there. It's just a little different variation. You know, I come up with my laptop. I'm a producer. I like to
Yeah.
produce my music, so it's kind of more of a producer perspective, right? I got my laptop and I'm creating the music live with my guitar, and I synchronize all of the effects to go with the portion of the song that it needs to go into, so that it sounds more like the record. So yeah, it's kind of that vibe. But then I also have dancers. I took them on tour when we went to
Oh, so
Japan
you have a
recently.
show still.
Oh, yeah, he has a
Your
big
show's
show.
good, yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
dance. You still dance beautifully.
We were watching the preacher video, and I was like, because I know how old you are since I Googled it
Yeah, but
today.
don't say
and I'm not
anything.
going to say anything about how old you are.
He's
But
74.
the fact that you did a full split on the ground, I couldn't do it even when I was like 10. But I actually like researched all kinds of stuff on you since we haven't had you on. In the chat room, they said the last time we had you on was in 2017, so it's a long time.
See, people know this stuff.
Oh yeah, so say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi everyone in the chat room.
Say hi to B Claudia because she's the one throwing up all these facts for me.
Please
So
tap
how's
on
the love life? Anybody in the love life?
He's
Yes,
got-
I've been in a relationship for 11 years.
Oh, the same guy we met.
a dentist. He's
Yeah,
a
you
dentist.
just met.
Yeah, we
Yes.
met him. We met him.
I
So-
love it.
That's good. Yeah, we're together. We're married 10 years. Are you married or just together?
I think we call each other husband, but we're not
wait.
technically married.
Well,
But
legally, you're not married.
So you guys can follow Ricky on Instagram. He's at Ricky Rebel Rocks. His website is RickyRebelRocks.com. We were talking before you came on about how we went on the ghost hunt with Eileen.
oh my gosh, I remember that.
260,000 views, I think the video got, and how much fun he was talking about how you guys were peeing together and talking to the ghost in the glory
That's
hole.
what I said. When you with somebody, you're buddies for life. I feel that's the best way to bond a buddy.
Right.
If you pee together, there's not the next thing intimate is to have sex. So if you don't have sex and you pee together, that's intimate.
Actually, here's a story too.
Yeah.
We were at a red carpet premiere in LA, and he was peeing. I don't know if you know who Richard Grieco is. He played Booker on 20, and he was on 21 Jump Street. He was peeing next to him, and the whole time pitching the show like you should be a guest on the show. And now he's a friend. And he's been on the show a bunch of
And
times.
Richard
but he met him peeing.
No, Richard just
Love
kept
that.
looking at me like I was weird, like I was strange, and he ran away from me, and I ran after him. I said, "Listen, I'm not crazy. I am so and so, and this is what we do, and we want you on the show." And then finally, he believed me, and now
You took a shot. It worked.
I peed with Warren Beatty. I peed with
Did you?
oh yeah, right next, and I never looked either. No, I never looked.
I
And
would've.
you know how many people said to me, "Screw you, Mary." I would have looked. I said,
Right.
"No, I never looked. I wouldn't do that. That's invading his privacy."
So,
Yeah.
and
If they would have swung it around towards
Right.
me, I would look. But since he was private,
so hang on.
anyway, who else have I peed next to? A couple of people. But
I don't
no,
know.
I'm famous for peeing. I talk to everybody, you know.
He's
that.
lucky that he knows, because a lot of times he doesn't know who they are, but this time the ones that he knows, because he knew Richard Grieco, so that was
Yeah,
fun.
Richard's a
So
good
let's
guy.
brag a little. All right. So here
Yes,
you guys.
let's brag.
So everybody knows Ricky Rebel. In case you don't know who he is, because I always knew he had all these accomplishments, but I really never knew quite how much, because he's basically, so you've been performing like your whole freaking like life. So you guys, first of all, Ricky was in besides all the like he did Broadway and all these different things. He was in a boy band called No Authority, who I actually liked a lot, you guys. He was signed to Michael Jackson's label. They opened for Aaron Carter. Then they later signed to Madonna's Maverick Records. They toured with Britney Spears, Destiny's Child, 98 Degrees, Jessica Simpson. And then as Ricky Rebel, he also toured with O-Town, and he was an actor in the movie Anywhere But Here with Susan Sarandon and Natalie Portman. He was a musical performer in Anastasia, which is my favorite animated movie, by the way.
Really?
And then he was a dancer in Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery. He was featured in the Pepsi Joya Cola commercial with Aretha Franklin. And he was also in American Dreams and Boston Public. And I'm working with a guy named Matt.
And he also peed next to Ron Russell.
And I'm actually working on a movie with a guy named Matt Chasen, who produces movies and he represents talent. And he told me that you're in one of the movies that they're working on.
Oh, who is this?
Matt Chasen?
Matt Chasen. Oh, amazing.
Anyway,
Okay.
I put the thing up and he said you're doing a movie with them.
This is great. That I need to know about this.
I love the new haircut too. It's something different. I mean, I like the long hair with the pink in it, but this is very nice. You always look really, really cool and fantastic, like a superstar everywhere you go. So that's something I really like about you, that you take it seriously and you don't walk around. You walk around like you are somebody, as opposed to like the rock stars who walk around and you couldn't tell because they look homeless.
Yeah, but he doesn't walk. Yeah, but I didn't listen. If Ricky was a snobby bitch, I wouldn't have been so nice to him. I'm polite. If you're a snobby bitch and a queen who thinks who she is, I'm very nice to you, but you won't get more than nice out of me. But you're my buddy. You're good. You're not snobby. You're a star, and you don't show it, and that's what makes you a superstar. Because when a star shows he's a star, he's really not a star. He's a wannabe. I mean, you've made it. You're there.
It's hard for me because I've had people try to, make me something I'm not.
No, you own it. You own it, honey. You own it.
So you've done a lot since the last time we saw you, but we specifically brought you on, and we don't have the music video. We're going to play the song, but let's talk about it. So you got a new song called BBC. It's, I guess, considered controversial, maybe. And I don't know the whole story about it. I just found out like a minute ago what BBC stands for, and because I was actually thought it had to do with the radio station, like radio in the UK. But it has also, because Ron always has this thing about in movies how women, you get to see everything on a woman, but men, they never show full frontal nudity in a movie in men, and he complains about it all the time.
I've been campaigning for a couple of years. Because it's just degrading to women. It's okay, show pussy, but you can't show cock. And I think that's
you can't even say the word cock.
Huh?
We don't know if we can either. If we get canceled, now we'll find out.
You know what, Ricky? At my age, I don't give a fuck what I say. You understand?
I love that.
I don't give a shit. I've earned my dues.
I love that.
What is it? A song?
Yeah, it's a song.
What are you going to sing? My big black cock. I mean, how do you sing it?
Well, you have to hear the record. You have to hear it. Listen to the song. It's
you want us to play it? You want us to play it first, and then we can come back and talk about it?
You can play a snippet if you want, like a snippet. You don't have to play the whole thing. I don't want you to get banned.
Is it going to offend the fucking world? Is everybody going to have a nervous breakdown from it?
No, it's a little more. It's not on the nose too much. You'll hear it. You'll hear the song. It's sexy. In my opinion, it's sexy.
Hey, listen, everybody out there.
What do I know?
Wait, everyone out there listening or watching, if you do not like the subject matter of big black cock, then don't listen. Tune out and come.
So here, let's do it. You introduce it, and then he's going to play it. You guys, it doesn't have a music video, so you're going to see us listening. You'll see our reactions as we're listening to it. You introduce it, they'll play it, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, you are hearing it for the first time on the live Jimmy Star and Ron Russell show. This is my single. It's called BBC.
Jesus, extravagant. Top shelf orgasm. I want it over. Give me more, again and again. Harder and harder and harder. It's only fun when it's a sin. About to lose control, body, mind, and soul. Give it all to me. In a bitch, I'm free. Pump and let it go. Cock and shoot your load. Deep inside of me. So addictively. What you do with the body like that? Like that, like that, like that. All bulging out inside your clothes like that, like that, like that, like that. Don't be a prude, let me see what you got. What you got. Big dick, tight pussy, forget it, so hot, so hot. About to lose control, body, mind, and soul. Give it all to me. In a bitch, I'm free. Pump and let it go. Cock and shoot your load. Deep inside of me. So addictively. BBC 11, BBC 12, we'll take you wherever you ain't. BBC 2, BBC 11, BBC 12, we'll take you wherever you ain't. About to lose control, body, mind, and soul. Give it all to me. In a bitch, I'm free. Pump and let it go. Cock and shoot your load. Deep inside of me. So addictively. About to lose control, body, mind, and soul. Give it all to me. In a bitch, I'm free. Pump and let it go. Cock and shoot your load. Deep inside of me. So addictively.
That's not bad.
I love it.
What was bad?
Yay!
What was bad about it?
I love it. Oh wait, hang on. Your mic is off.
Your mic is off.
I muted
Yeah.
it.
What?
I think it's explicit, don't you think?
You know what? Now that you did my big black cock, you got to do my tight white pussy.
Exactly. That's the new single.
That's the next song. My tight white
Exactly.
pussy.
I think clubs will love it. The chat room loves it.
I like the beat. I like the sound. It's
Thank you.
it's very sexy. It's very like get laid.
Like what?
It's get laid.
It's get laid music, correct?
Like years ago in my day, everybody used to get laid to Ravel's Bolero. Da 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 da. You know. Now it would be
I don't know what that is.
Ravel's Bolero. You illiterate. You don't know what Ravel's Bolero is?
No.
Ravel's Bolero is one of the most popular pieces of symphony music in the world, written by Ravel. What did I marry? Ricky, help. What did I marry?
I
A moron.
either. Hang on.
What grade did you go up to?
Huh?
I got kicked out of school at 16, and I know Ravel Bolero.
Well, anyway, I
And you don't know
It's
Ravel.
Classic Music Symphony by Maurice Ravel.
Yes, it goes on forever.
Of course, B. Claudia knows because she fucking knows everything.
No, Jimmy, anybody in the planet knows Ravel Bolero.
I have to.
Da 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 da.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it goes on forever, the same thing, over and over and over and over, until it reaches a crescendo where it goes da and it goes wild, and that's when you're supposed to climax. That's
People
it. It's
use-
wonderful.
People used to have sex to that.
But now we have Ricky Rembel's BBC.
It's just
That's-
like that.
Well, no,
That's right.
It's
Just
very,
I'm honored that you
no, it's very, very like move your torso. I saw you doing it. The music makes you want to move your torso and grind.
yes, and grind.
Very
and-
sexy. It's a
feel
very
myself.
sexy.
Well,
It's a
this
very
is
for all of you out there who are going to get laid tonight. Get the record.
Get the single. It just came out on Friday, right? It just came out on Friday, everybody.
Yeah, it's available on all major music streaming platforms. So if you like iTunes, it's on iTunes. It's available on Spotify. And yeah, I wrote the song just because I'm kind of going through a sex resurgent phase in my life. I don't know if you guys have been through that in your lives. Where
Sex
just kind of
resurgence? Are you serious?
like explosion or something. I don't
I'm
know.
83 years old. What kind of sex resurgence?
I mean,
I don't-
it's like I don't know. I hit the age that I hit, and all of a sudden, it's just, you know, somebody introduced me to a certain type of activity, like have sex in a certain way, and it just kind of blew my mind and kind of.
I mean, there's no way that I don't know how to have sex. So if you have some way that I don't know, I want to know
I'm
about
talking
it.
about group sex or just like multiple partner sex. I've never
Oh,
done that.
no, I never.
This person
No.
blew my mind because he I'm being very explicit right now, but
Yeah.
he enjoyed, listening to me be with people coming in the room. And, that I had never done that before in my whole life. I'm pretty vanilla, like that song on Vanilla Baby.
We're vanilla.
Yeah, I've never gangbanged in my life. Could you believe
Never done
that?
that, right? Another vibe. I never.
I will before I die. When I meet Jason Statham, I will.
You need to do it. I mean, I think everybody should. I know.
Gangbang.
I will not say that. I don't think everybody should gangbang. It's not for everybody. But for me, it opened up a new, wow, I've never done that I've never been so free, I guess is the word.
It's only new, Ricky, till it gets old.
It gets old. The whole thing gets old. We know this. We know it all gets old because
It's only new for a
it's
minute.
empty. It's empty. And there's a part of the song where you could hear it gets kind of dark at the end, and that's kind of showing this side of it that it's not, the answer to anything, but it is a lot of fun. Sex is a lot of fun.
Listen, I
Absolutely.
had my best friend who I grew up with, never had sex with him. He's my best friend, my buddy, my brother. Only went out with black men. And I asked him one day, I said, how come you never date white men? He said, because you go out, you pick up a white guy in the bar, you bring him home, maybe he's got 6 inches. He said,
Right.
but if you pick a black guy and you bring him home, you got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I said, Jesus Christ, 12. He said, what? How about 14? I said, you're out of your mind. Really, there are a lot of not gay women. There are a lot of straight women who only like black men. There's no reason not to. They're human. People are human. We're human. Women are
I like
human.
them all. But
We're all human. What's the big deal?
So in the chat room, first of all, they're telling me to tell you that everybody loves your Instagram. Your Instagram is beautiful, but in the chat room, they're saying that they don't think that the lyrics were as explicit as "WAP," "Wet Ass Pussy" by Cardi B.
Oh, I thought that was terrible.
Good
That
point.
song, that was horrible. Wet ass pussy. That was degrading to women. That was disgusting. That was shitty. I didn't like that song. I thought that song.
The fact that we couldn't play "Baby It's Cold Outside," but "Wet Ass Pussy" is like the #1 song in the country, though, I thought was kind of
Right.
pathetic.
Isn't that funny?
Isn't that
But
crazy?
I didn't think it was all that explicit. It was a great dance song. It has a great beat. and I think
Thank you.
What, wet ass pussy?
and it, huh? No, his BBC.
Oh, his was nothing. His was just a song about a dick. No big deal.
But
It
it's
was-
a big deal
you
for
didn't-
people who
You didn't say it was a syphilited pissy dick. That would be offensive. All right? It was just a nice dick. Dicks are nice. What's wrong with a dick? It's part of our body. You know, it's so
I want to
stupid.
open the conversation, you know, like it's okay for women to be very expressive like this, but for men to do it, it's a totally different story, especially if they're gay. It's like a different thing, you know. The industry kind of doesn't how should I put this? Gay men get ridiculed for talking in this way. Like Sam Smith, for instance, he's gotten really vilified, and Lil Nas X is considered like satanic, which he's done a lot of satanic things. I'm not going to lie, but he also gets a lot of flack for being overtly sexual.
I love Lil Nas X.
You know
I'm not a
something?
big Sam Smith
You know
fan, but I
something?
love Lil Nas
I
X.
can sum this whole thing up with mind your fucking business.
You didn't like
All
it?
right? Let everybody do what they want. It may not be what you want, but it's what they want. And
Correct.
And if they have an
and
audience and they
listen,
like it, do
life,
it.
we take life for granted. Get a stroke and survive. Suddenly the world is a different place. And
That
you
part.
realize that these stupid laws and ignorant prejudices mean shit. Enjoy that big black dick if that's what you like, or that yellow dick, or that brown dick, or that little white dick, or that big. I would go to
All of them.
No, I think
Enjoy
it's
life. Enjoy life. And I feel like when I have sex with
dick. What's a big deal?
such a strong connection. I have to say this: when I have sex with people, I have a very my partner and I were open, but like I have a very strong connection with people when I have sex with them, and it's like a sharing of energy and love. And I just wanted to make a record, a song that reflected how it feels, you know, how I feel when I'm in that experience with people. And I also wanted to make the commitment, like when I'm on stage now, I really want to have sex with people metaphorically in the crowd. It's very important to me that I'm able to not just give that kind of love and energy to the person I'm with in bed, but I want to give it to the audience. I want to give it to the crowd. So I've been trying to figure out ways that I can be vulnerable like that to my audience. And I think I've accomplished that a lot more than I did back in when, you know,
before.
Well,
than before. Yeah. I'm
I
better at it now.
get your point, but it's not necessary to even think about doing that. Just do what you're doing because it's so good. You don't have to have an afterthought or a before thought. When you go on stage, just be Ricky Rebel. That's all is enough. You don't need to go further. Trust me.
Be you, right?
Be you, because that's what people are paying to see. Like me on this show, I'm so vulgar and disgusting, right? If I wasn't vulgar and disgusting, we wouldn't be the #1 show in the world. How do you like that? You know, you're on the #1 show.
Yeah, well, right now we're charting in like 10 countries, like top 100.
You are all
podcasts in,
over
like,
the
10
world
countries.
right now. And it's
Wow.
because I'm honest, open, and I tell it like I talk like you're my buddy having coffee with me.
Right.
And that's important because I could be very, oh, that song, Big Black, what is it? Penis? Oh, that's vulgar. Oh, we can't have that on our show. How many people would listen to the show? They'd say, who's that old queen bitching about?
Right. Be yourself. That's a big lesson
Be
to
yourself.
learn. It's a very
Yourself.
difficult thing to do. It's very difficult to do, especially when you're in an industry that has bullied you for so long into not be who you are, to cover up who you are, or be more straight, be more masculine, be more this, be more gay, be a transvestite, be a transsexual, be a this, be a that. It's like everybody wants to, you know, they kind of want to pull you in a lot of different directions. So it's kind of hard for the artist to understand who they really are. And a lot of times you're trying to, or I am in my mind, like get back where I'm at right now. Is I want to get back to who I really am. That's why I'm growing my hair out. You know, I want my roots to come out. I want my real hair to come out. I want just the real thing to show more. That's what I'm
You
more
haven't
interested
used
in
your
doing.
real hair before, really? Not since you were very young, right? Because everything since we've known
when
you,
I
you've always
met-
been blonde.
When I met you, you had
Blue.
blue.
I've had blue hair. I've had green hair. I've had
You had blue when I met.
hair. I've had all these different like things, iterations, and I just feel like, look, I want to go back to who Ricky is. I want to know who Ricky is. I want to talk to that person, or I want to be more of who. Maybe he's Richard now, but Richard's even cooler.
Oh, did you? So first of all, because you know, in a lot of ways, you always reinvent yourself. You're kind of like a male Madonna.
Thank-
In a
You
lot of
have
ways.
to reinvent yourself because time is moving forward, and you have to
Right.
move forward with time. Otherwise, you'd be like me, something from the day of Betty Davis and Joan Crawford.
Actually, you were promoting the Blue album, I think, when we first met you, and had you on. You had blue hair because you were promoting the Blue album.
Yep.
So I have a question about when
Wait, the last time I saw you, you were on Sunset Boulevard in Beverly Hills.
we drove by.
And we drove by, and I said, "Holy shit, Jimmy!" Said, "That's."
I'm like, "There's Ricky Rebel,"
And I went like this: "Blow the horn, blow the horn,
Blow the horn. Oh my gosh. I wonder where I was out. I can't
blow the
recall.
horn, and wave, Ricky."
it was some kind of a demonstration in the park in Beverly Hills. And It was
Right.
great. We had a great
And
time.
it was
Oh, a
fabulous.
demonstration, huh? Okay.
So let me see. Let me ask you this then. So as a boy band, first of all, did you keep in touch with any of the guys from No Authority at all?
I do every now and then get a call with Tommy. Every now and then we'll speak with each other. But I'm definitely fond of Danny. I love Danny very much. I love all of them, to be honest. So, but we don't talk very much.
So you were like totally straight. I mean, like you were portraying totally straight when you did that, because you know you guys had a couple of hits, and you know I'm a boy band expert because I like love all the boy band stuff, and you basically left the boy band to become Ricky Rebel. But how was it? Like, was the fact that you had to stay closeted overbearing to the point where you didn't get to have any fun, or was it actually fun
Ricky
getting to
was
do
in
all
the
those things?
closet.
Yes, he was in the closet back then.
Ricky, this Ricky here was in the closet.
I think he was. Well,
Are
you
you
weren't really out when
shitting
you
me?
were in the boy band, were you?
Listen. I again, I didn't really know who I was. So at that
I
time,
was figured it out yet.
at that time, I was dating women and having sex with girls and doing all that. So
we all
I-
were. We
we all were, as we
Yeah,
should. Everyone
Yeah.
should. I think everyone should have sex with everyone. So that's my deal, whether they're girl or boy. But I think that it was hard for me because I wasn't having amorous feelings towards men at that time. I was having amorous feelings towards women and girls. So it was just a difficult thing when I was the one targeted in that boy band for being gay and quote homosexual. And I'm like, this is really weird because this other guy is gay for real. Eric is really gay and I'm not even that. So it was a little complicated for me. If I had been truly like quote gay from the very beginning of my life, I would have never hid any of that and been ashamed of any of that stuff. It was just more complex for me growing up because I do like women, or I was dating them at the time and all this stuff. So it made things even more complicated for me.
Do you
But
think
we had
that
to go through training. We had to do like straight, like training where we could sound a certain way and answer questions a certain way, label.
It's a lot of work not to slip up and do this. Oh,
I'll never forget that when I did a press conference with high school people, like, hey! No, I've always been a very kind, of course, feminine. I was very shy as a kid, but for some reason, I don't know. I was definitely a lot more straight acting back then than I am now. So now I just
You
don't
know
care.
what?
I think? Hang on, wait. Let me finish because I want
Just
to.
let me say something.
Okay.
Ricky, who gives a fuck? It's what you are now that we love. Right
Thank
this
you.
moment. This honest, sincere boy who's telling his heart out to the world. This is the guy that I like. This is my buddy, Ricky.
Thank you.
What you were, what you're going to be, I'm not interested in. It's the moment. Remember that. The moment is what counts. What's happening now is what counts, not later. And you're being very honest on this show, and I so appreciate it. I really do.
Thank you.
Because there's so many young gay people out there
So
who don't know what they're doing. They don't know. They
it's
have
a good
this,
role model.
They have this attraction to a man, and they're afraid, and they don't understand it.
Correct.
Maybe they'll listen to this show, and you'll help them. That's very good. That's good about you. You're a good guy, Rick. You're a good guy.
So do you think, because you're a very good performer, like as Ricky Rebel, and you guys were really good as No Authority, do you think that actually helped you a lot, performing with 4 other guys or however many guys were in the band? I don't even know. In front, because you basically played stadiums, right? I mean, you played big arenas.
Yeah, big places, definitely. We opened for Britney Spears at one
Yeah, that's
point.
big.
Yeah,
What's
it's pretty big.
Britney Spears? Is she a bitch or what?
She's not a bitch. No.
Is she's a prima donna or is she no?
No, she was a hard worker. She was very nice. She was a very nice person. And I thought she was too nice, in my opinion. When I first met her, I was like, this girl is going to get hurt by this industry, because maybe I was projecting, but she was a super sweet person. And I just felt like anybody who's that kind and sweet is going to eventually get really hurt by people in this industry. That was my first instinct of her.
So you also were into My Chemical Romance music videos back in the day. I was a huge My Chemical Romance fan. I met Gerard Way like twice, and he was nice, a little elusive, but a little bit. But he was nice, because I was a screaming fan practically. Back then I didn't know any famous people then. That was like a long time ago.
You hadn't met me yet.
I hadn't met Ron yet. So you've really done like a lot of things. Like, let's say if you were like, who are some of the people that you like right now? Like, if you were going to go and they said, okay, Ricky Rebel, you're going to go open for any artist on the planet, who would you want to like go and perform with and play with and open for, or just perform with, or do a duet with? Who's some of the people that you really like and respect and listen to now that you're Ricky Rebel at this stage in your life?
Well, when I listen to music, I kind of obsess over people, and it's always like one at a time for like a very extended period of time, right? So it's for my whole life, it's been Madonna, like my whole, life up until like right about now. I'm kind of like, okay, it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
Now,
65.
She's
65.
almost my age. Wow.
I mean, she still inspires me a lot, but my new obsession is The Weeknd. I really love his music. I like the production a lot, and I actually crossed paths with the producer. We were up in Ojai. I don't know if you've ever been to Ojai. That's kind of like near where I live. Oh my God, I love it so much. But he was at the same spa, and the producer walked by. So I'm kind of like more obsessed with producers like Max Martin. I would love to work with him. I'm obsessed with Max. I'm obsessed with the producer that did all the hits for The Weeknd, that kind of thing. So I'm kind of like a little bit more obsessed with producers now rather than the artists themselves.
We have a friend. Her name is Cece Hendricks, and she literally like travels all over the world to see Madonna. Like literally, like she's very wealthy. She goes all over the place. And actually, like when we first met her, we met her about 3 years ago, I think. But like she has her name's Cece Hendricks, and she's got, or Cece Sykes, I think, on Instagram. But she gets invited to everything. So like she had all kinds of pictures. She was at The Weeknd's birthday party, and she was hanging out with The Weeknd. And I was like, wow, that's like really, that's like cool shit, because those are the kind of parties you really meet people who are freaking awesome and also doing such great things in the music industry. That I think it's a lot of fun. So good for you. I like The Weeknd.
What's The Weeknd?
That's the name of a guy who sings. He's a singer.
Called Weeknd?
The Weeknd, yeah.
The Weeknd?
Yeah. Couldn't
Couldn't he come up with a better name?
You know who I like too? I like, actually, it's kind of controversial of me to say, but I like Kanye West. I would love to.
I like
do it.
Kanye West. I think his music is really good. I like him a lot as long as he doesn't talk. I like his music,
Right.
but like, I have to say, and I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. Okay, so I am not a Swiftie. I do not like Taylor Swift. But many years ago, when she won the Grammy, and he went out and said Beyonce should have gotten it, I thought that was like the most.
Oh, he really did
I
that?
thought that was terrible.
He did
Like, it
that?
was a terrible thing. It was very rude. And Beyonce doesn't need any help. She sold 1 billion records.
Oh my God!
So I didn't like that about him. But
he
his
should have been
music,
kicked out of the business.
his music though is phenomenal. Like,
Yeah, I'm speaking primarily on his tracks, like the tracks themselves. Like, even if you take him off the record,
oh,
this
great.
is really good production, extremely cool, and always ahead of its time, I think.
They're asking me in the chat room to ask Ricky, and I don't know what this means, so maybe nothing. How much he loved The Weeknd in the show with Johnny Depp's daughter. I don't even know what the hell that means. Oh,
I love it. I tell him I love The Idol. It's called The Idol.
okay. Is that a TV show?
It was, yeah, it had one season and it got canceled.
Okay.
But literally, I love that. Obsessed. Tell him I'm obsessed with the soundtrack as well. I listen to that soundtrack when I work out.
That's Dawn. So, and also, you were in Japan not too long ago, right? You toured in Japan. How long ago was that?
Yeah, we went last year in June. We went in June and it was phenomenal. We went to, it was like a 4-city tour all around Japan: Tokyo, Osaka, Kobe, Kyoto.
Do you speak Japanese?
A little. Yeah.
Were they I'm sure they were receptive to you, though, right?
Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
They liked you, though, right? I mean, I would imagine they would like you in Japan.
Oh gosh, yes. Such a good vibe over there. People love the music. They're very responsive to the show itself because we like to dance and perform, and it kind of reminds. I think they have a real love for Michael Jackson and Madonna in the 80s and things like that. So it's a really good fit for me to perform there.
Also,
So we're thinking of going again this year. We're kind of in talks to either go in July or early October, or maybe both. I might want to go both times.
I think that like the other times that you've been on, because they're mentioning it in the chat room, like we didn't really know that you played guitar. Now I see, you're playing guitar, and also they're writing in there that you're going to release a cover of Wonderwall. Is that from Oasis?
Release a what?
Are you doing a Wonderwall from Oasis?
What is the one?
I am.
Oh,
A cover song.
to me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting a jerk. What's
Okay,
it?
Wonderwall is a song by a very famous British band called Oasis, Noel and Liam Gallagher, and you're doing a cover of it. Is that right?
Correct. Yes, it's coming out probably next month. It's really good. I think I don't know, it just came out. It was just one of those things, you got the guitar, I put a good, cool beat, a modern beat over it. And we laid the vocals down in my studio in my house, and we call it In the Closet Records because I shove people in my closet. Because all of my clothes, I have so many clothes, it denses the sound so it doesn't bounce off the walls. So I just throw them in my closet, and we got some cool background vocals from my friends, and then we added, I just did the vocal, and one of my besties is my choreographer, and she's also my art director for my show. She went on tour with me in Japan as well. Her name is Samantha Hart. She's a sweetheart, and I'm actually producing her music here at my house. And she was here.
What kind of music is she going to do?
What?
What kind of music is she going to be doing?
I've been making a pop record with her, and it's actually kind of really good. I'm almost like jealous of her shit. I'm like, God, because she's such a great writer. And she knows like what she wants, from the beats. And she and I have a very, very similar, aesthetic musically. We love, Missy Elliott and all the 2000s era. So she's trying to hit a lot of that 2000s sound. but make it modern as well. So I'm
I have to say, I like pop music the best out of everything. Like I listen to everything, and I listen to a lot of rock. Now that I'm old, I listen to like a lot of 70s rock actually, and like more mellow stuff. But if I had to pick my favorite genre, it's probably like pop, and I also like all the boy band stuff. I follow all the boy band people I find on TikTok and all the different places just because I enjoy it. And we're friends with like some of the guys from 98 Degrees and some of the other bands. And
oh
so
my
it's
god,
fun.
I love 98.
Like
I can't give anything to this conversation because everybody I knew that was famous that sang is dead. So they're all gone. Peggy Lee. I mean, they're all gone.
You know me now.
Yeah,
you
now
know him.
I have a newer generation.
Yes.
Well, I also have my darling friend who I love a lot, is CeCe Pennington. You know
Peniston,
CeCe?
yes.
Peniston. That's what I said. Why are you correcting me?
Because it's not Pennington, it's Peniston.
I didn't say Pennington, you faggot. I said Pennington.
This is why you guys have lasted for so long. You call each other the F word.
Yes.
I
Yes.
do the same thing.
Do you know CeCe? Do you know CeCe? Finally,
And it's happened.
someone happened
Yeah.
to me. I
Beautiful
love
singer, beautiful
her.
voice.
She's such a nice girl. So that's my generation now.
Well, I have a question. What do you think? What do you think? Because another person who kind of like took over for Madonna, like that kind of like filled into her space was Lady Gaga. Were you a Lady Gaga fan?
I do respect Lady Gaga a lot, and I actually love a few of her songs. I do think that Lady Gaga is, like Madonna says, what did she say on that interview?
I don't know. I know.
A reductive version of Madonna. No, it's just I don't think that Lady Gaga. We talked about knowing who you are as a person. I don't think that Lady Gaga necessarily knows who she is, which is totally fine. And I love artists like that, but she seems a little. I would be honored to work. Let me just say this. I think she's incredibly talented, beyond imagination, vocally, writing, everything, performer. She's an absolutely incredible. Let's not ever take that away from Lady Gaga. However, I think there's a part of her that's like she's trying on clothes. She's trying on things, not necessarily like Madonna is way different. Like Madonna is. Well, she was. I don't know what's going on with Madonna right now. She's having a moment.
Yeah,
but back in the day, she was very confident. She's a very naturally confident person. Like knowing who she is, knowing what she wants, and I think Lady Gaga's like that too, to a certain extent. But I think she's not as strong as Madonna. So
I like the fact that Lady Gaga sang with Tony Bennett, and like she can really sing. You know for a fact that Lady Gaga's not using auto-tune because she can really sing.
She has
she's an incredible vocalist, beyond imagination.
She's extremely talented.
And she's playing Harlequin. She's playing Harlequin. She's playing Harlequin in the new Joker movie or whatever. And they say it's like the most anticipated, movie of this year coming out, with her playing Harlequin. And so I'm looking forward to seeing, because I think as an actress, she was really good.
I've always loved her.
Woman.
Everything. My favorite song she's ever done is Poker Face. I'm still like on that record. That whole first record of hers is just a masterpiece. That first record where Poker Face was on it, everything kind of sounded like a demo, but it was like not a demo, but it was like really hot, amazing music. It was crazy. And then I always knew, like when I first saw Lady Gaga, I'm like, she's an actor. I mean, it's so obvious.
She was good. I actually think she's a great actress.
Remember when she came out dressed in all meat?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody could beat that one.
It's all acting. All of that is acting.
Nobody could beat that act.
They don't understand.
I would have never done that.
She came out with all the steaks all over.
That's gross. I wouldn't have done
There's no other artist that could beat that. Nobody.
That moment.
She did it. That's the ultimate. Unless you want to put dead bodies over you. If somebody comes out with a couple of dead bodies on them, that might be her meat.
Do you like Lizzo?
Who?
I met Lizzo backstage one time. She was just really loud and not very nice, not very friendly.
That's funny.
Did you ever meet Johnny Mantis? I have 3 times. Do you know who Johnny Mantis
Do you know who
is?
Johnny Mathis is?
I have, yeah. You met him.
The greatest singer in the world, they said. Sold more albums than Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
And he's still singing at, 86 or 88
Yeah,
or
he's
something?
old.
He's still in concert.
And he's
Amazing.
still selling out. So let's go back to you. So what? So BBC just came out. Are you? I think I saw a video that's you're releasing like a single a month or something. So instead of releasing an album, you're releasing singles, so you get more play that way.
Correct statement. Correct statement. I'm going to be doing like lots of back-to-back releases, and probably by the end of the year, I'll put them all together in one, and then maybe add like 2 extra tracks or something, and call it an album. That's my album.
So do you produce everything? Like, do you do actually your whole production? You do it in your studio at home, but do you actually do everything? Like, you mix it and master it and everything, or do you have people that do that for you, or do you actually know how to do it all?
Well, BBC is I did everything, the whole thing, mixing, mastering, producing, writing. Well, no, actually, I take that back. I co-produced with my friend Wayne Folks, one of my besties. Wayne Folks helped me, produce it and write it, but he lives in Texas, so we do everything over Zoom. We wrote a whole album together over Zoom called Wild Reality. But yeah, I mean, I realized that like when I like the way I do it, I mix it. I become to the point where I'm kind of like, oh, I like this, the way it sounds. And I give it to mixers and the song sounds completely different. Like it's out of control how different it sounds. And I'm like, dude, I really didn't want you to do that. I just wanted you to take what I had and kind of just, if the bass line's a little too hot in the mix, just go like this with it. I don't need you to take this drum and put it over here and make this have an effect over here and make this thing do all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, mixing has been the biggest nightmare of my whole, like I've never realized like how important mixing is in the craft of making music. It's like, it's probably the most important thing of anything. The artistry, it's more important than the writing. It's more important than the blah, 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 blah. Everything comes down to the mix. So it's really important that, as an artist, you work with people who who are good mixers, who don't take your work and kind of, make it something that it's not. And in the guise of making it sound better, industry standard better. Because to me, it's like,
why do you mix?
Matter. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. That's kind of like how it's getting to that point.
Every song has to be mixed and mastered.
What does that mean?
Come up with the final edit of the song.
Yeah, I mean, don't you just sing and record it? Like years ago, they sang into a mic and it went into a record.
Right.
They didn't mix anything. It was open mic and no.
I don't think they do that anymore because I've never seen.
So what I'm saying is that the singers of my era had to sing because if they didn't sing, they sounded like crap. Today, you can mix and you can add and you can do. Even I could sing today if they gave me that thing, that little microphone. There's a lot you could do to your voice. There's a lot you could do to your voice to make it sound better. You can compress your voice. You can put EQ on it to make it have a better tone to it. You can put auto-tune on it to help you make sure you're on your pitch correct. They could do something called Melodyne, which is amazing. Melodyne is basically auto-tune without anybody in the world knowing that you're on auto-tune. So it does the whole effect for you. And it's so nuanced that it could put you perfectly on pitch, but it sounds like your real voice coming out. So, I mean, this is industry standard things that every record on the planet has. There's no such thing as a record on radio that isn't mixed, that isn't mastered, that isn't processed. There'll never be, it's not going to happen. Like, and the art of mixing is way different than, say, the art of playing a guitar or whatever. It's about understanding, like, this vocal is too loud. You got to put it down here. And this synth has to be over here and it has to blend. If it's too loud, it's going to overpower this. And this needs to come down here. And this, I mean, it is such a science. It's so out of control.
But I realize that I'm not a scientist. I didn't go to school for this stuff, but I know that I can make my record sound the way I want it to, period, using like the five organs that I have. And if it sounds good, if it sounds the way the artist wants, then you have to call it a day. You literally have to call it a day and say, that's it, kids. We're done with the conversation. Because if you give your stems, they're called stems, like that's like the individualized tracks, like your drums, your bass, your vocals, your guitar, your synths. If you give that to other mixers, they're going to come out with a totally different version of your own song.
Amazing.
And sometimes it's way better and sometimes it's way worse.
Did you know years ago they used a guitar pedal? A singer used a guitar pedal. You didn't even know that, did you? You know
what did they do with it?
Voice through a guitar pedal?
A guitar pedal, they used to sing through the guitar pedal because you could adjust the guitar pedal for echo and reverb. Could you imagine? That was so primitive compared to what you're talking about. And that was like a big deal because you could echo your voice and reverb it and sound almost, better than what you sound like normally.
I love that. Yeah.
And now look at the equipment now. It must be rooms filled with machinery.
Well, not really. No, I mean, everything is in your computer, right? Like these producers are really amazing right now. They can create crazy stuff just on their laptops. Really well produced stuff. It's a totally different.
Because I can remember going into the, I have friends that had big recording studios where big artists came in, but the boards were like as big as this room. They took up the whole room, and now you can do it on a computer. I mean, that's
Ricky, did you study ballet?
I did study ballet. I love ballet.
Because I could see some of your moves were ballet updated.
I do. I love ballet.
There's one move you did in your dance that I like a lot. When you put your arms like this and you do that. Do you know what you move? You move 3 times forward like this.
Oh, he's talking about in your Preacher video.
In your video.
In Preacher?
Yeah. You put your arms like this and you sort of snake-like move your body 3 times. I thought that was so cool.
I moved forward. Thank you.
It was really good.
I love ballet so much. I used to take ballet class recently with my friend Nicholas, who he moved to New York recently, so we don't take class anymore. But I miss it. We used to go to ballet class, and I love the discipline associated with ballet. I love that it's always pretty much kind of the same. I mean, it doesn't really change too much. Not like modern, jazz or modern classes.
Are you living in New York now or LA?
I live near Calabasas and West Village, all of that area.
Where do you live?
Here, Calabasas.
Calabasas.
Yeah.
That's
California?
here.
Yes.
No, I don't mean Calabasas is not far from us. We live in Palm Springs.
They want to know.
I love Palm Springs.
They want to know what kind of moisturizer you use.
Honestly, I use a product called C60 Evo. I got to plug my sponsor. I use C60 Evo for my face, but also it's a really powerful antioxidant. It's like 4,000 times more antioxidant power than vitamin C. So every time I go on my live shows, I'm always plugging this product, C60 Evo, and it's available on my website, RickyRebelRocks.com.
Yes.
Yeah, if you go to RickyRebelRocks.com, you could check it out. I have that vitamin every single day. And I also have they have a facial serum. And on top of what you put into your body, it's really important, to put good stuff in your body. But I also am an ambassador for Loudon Medical Aesthetics, and they're incredible with skin. Their skin goals are amazing. They're Loudon Medical Aesthetics. You can ask for Michelle and tell them that Ricky sent you.
I love it.
I use olive oil. I've used olive oil all my life because my mother used olive oil. And my mother died 8 years old without a wrinkle. And I'm 83 and I don't have any wrinkles.
You look so good.
I never put soap on my face. I only put olive oil with cotton, and then I clean it with a tissue, and it leaves your skin beautiful and you feel good.
I love that.
That's tip.
That's
your
this product. This is olive oil, basically, with carbon in it.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
And
this is olive oil.
it's a good product. If it's olive oil, it's a good product. Definitely buy it, folks.
All right, so you guys, Ricky, you can follow him on Instagram. He's at Ricky Rebel Rock. So is his website. Check out the new single, BBC. It's available on all digital streaming and download platforms. We got to go because we've got a second guest coming on. But we want to say, number one, it was so good to see you again.
What a nice visit.
I hope that we see you
enjoyed it.
soon in LA. Hopefully, we'll see you at some events in LA soon around Oscar time. I'm sure we will because we usually do. And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The visit was so nice catching up and knowing what's going on. And I like your record. I think it's interesting. It's controversial. BBC.
Yep.
I think it's going to open a lot of heads. I
make
think
people.
All right. I love you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Bye, Ricky.
Our pleasure, Ricky. Have
See
a wonderful
ya.
week.
All right.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
baby. But this is
All right,
true.
everybody, check out
Bye,
Ricky
sweetie.
Rebel. He's a great guy. He's a lot of
Great
fun. We'll
guy.
see you soon, Ricky. And
Thank you.
and once he's out of here, we're gonna bring on our next guest, which is gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, how did they get you out of there? There we go. There he goes. He's gone. He's gone. All right, hey everybody. So now we're gonna bring on our next guest. Let's bring him on in. Let's see if we can hear him. Hey, Yan.
Hey, how are you? Good to see
Good.
you.
Yay! We haven't seen you in such a long time because we haven't been to LA lately. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, actor, producer, writer, and all-around cool motherfucker, Yan Burch. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a while, yeah. I
we
haven't been on here for a couple of years, I don't think.
Yeah, and we haven't seen you in LA so much lately either. So everybody, you already know Ron.
Yes, I do. Very well. Thank you.
Jan, why is it all handsome men put that shit on their face to cover their looks? You're so handsome. Why do you want to look like the man from the mountain? The man that was under the rock.
Maybe he's doing it for a
movie
role.
is one thing, but I know Jan in person. He's so handsome. And to put that mustache and beard.
He doesn't like mine either, but he thinks I look better though with mine than without it, so I get to keep it.
Jan is good look. He's gorgeous.
Well, you know, I've been having a goatee like for, I don't know, 25, 30 years. I just started and it happened.
You had it years ago. When I met you, you had a goatee.
He had a goatee, but it was a real short gootee.
It's very huge. I'm a little untrimmed right now, yeah.
Get rid of this. You look about 80. You look older than me. Get rid of it.
And he's younger than me.
Make it nice. Make it something.
You got
no. Actually, I'm doing it.
Does your wife like it? No.
No, but I'm actually I just did an audition for something, and I'm doing an audition for something tomorrow where I have to kind of not clean it up. So otherwise I try to clean it up.
There you go. That's good.
You know, I love your features. I love your cuts, the cheekbone, the chin, the nose. You have such wonderful cuts, and that shit on your face looks like a pussy.
So you guys, first of all, Jan, we have a chat room full of people. Say hi to everybody, and actually, Don loves your beard. But say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Beard?
Don loves
Don, thank you.
What does Dawn know? She knows nothing.
So all right, so we
Right,
haven't had
Dawn, you don't know anything.
you guys can follow Jan on his Instagram. It's Yan Burch page. We also want to give a shout out to Victoria, who happens to be probably literally out of all the people we know in Hollywood, your wife's like my favorite person. Shut up!
I gotta close it. Hang on. Sorry.
Somebody's making a delivery, so it makes the dogs all bark. And we have 3 of them. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I want to talk about some of the new things that you got, but first I want to go back and talk because recently the People Under the Stairs had its I don't know how many year anniversary, but I know last year you were doing a bunch of conventions. So how long ago did People Under the Stairs come out?
In 1991.
So it's
Halloween 1991. So 32 years. 32 years ago. Yeah.
So did you have to audition for that?
Yes, actually. When I auditioned, Wes didn't really have my character developed that much. So everybody that auditioned for my part and for Roach had the same kind of audition because both Roach and the Stairmaster had the tongue cut off. So we went into the first audition and did just a lot of movements because it was a very physical roles, both of them. And then a couple of days later, I was called in to sit with Wes, and Wes just told me to do all kinds of movements too, and it was a lot about. My character was a lot about the face structure as well, because they were going to do prosthetics on it, and he wanted it to come out a certain way. But like I said, I auditioned. I did the same audition as Sean Whalen did for Wes, basically. And then
Sean Whalen, we've had him on twice. I think.
Sean Whalen, he was Roach. And then on the best thing with that part was, because it was not as developed from Wes originally. We started shooting when reading the script. It was not at all as much as that came out. So almost every day, because I was sitting in the makeup chair 6 hours a day for about 6 weeks. So every day, almost every morning, Wes came in with new pages saying, now I know really, what you do and how you can do it and how you look when you're doing it. So now I want to add this, I want to add this, I want to add that. So it was a fantastic relationship with Wes, and it was a fantastic role for me, because basically me and Wes developed the Stairmaster character while shooting.
I think it's like the greatest, like I don't know if it was commercially successful when it came out. I know that now, it's such a cult fan favorite film. Even in the chat room, they're saying they all just watched it recently. Like, did the movie do well when it first came out? I don't actually know. I saw it.
Yeah, it was one of the very rare films that becomes. It was the number one hit for 6 weeks in Hollywood.
Oh, there you go.
So it was a blockbuster hit and became a cult movie, which it's a very few movies in that category that get a little bit of both.
They get one or the other. They don't get both.
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate with that. No, it did really, really well. It was also Halloween weekend, and it was a surprise. Everybody was surprised, from the studios up to West, how well it really did on the opening, and then how long the longevity of that movie is unbelievable to me.
I know, it's great. I mean, basically, like that kind of like really like built your career, right? It was built off of that. The other movies, because that was one of your beginning movies. So were you you were a model before that, right?
Yeah, I was a model. I did some TV and modeling and a little bit of theater and stuff in Sweden. Started early. I had a TV show when I was 13.
Wow!
I was a TV show.
Do you have any pictures you could show us quickly what you look like when you were modeling? Because you were drop dead gorgeous, my God.
Oh, I have it on my. I don't have it quickly here. It's on my phone.
Where are you? Where are you now? You look like you're in a space capsule.
I'm at home, but to find those pictures, I got to get on my phone.
Tell Joanne, right?
No, Victoria.
Victoria, what am I saying? Ask Victoria to get a picture of you as a model.
She's probably.
I want everybody to see this.
And he can Google it. Hey, Juan, see if you can Google Yan Burch and find some pictures of him.
I mean,
when he was young, that you can stick up, because he's like a drop dead Viking gorgeous.
He was absolutely the perfect human. No, really, if you want to sculpt a perfect human.
So the other thing I didn't know about Yan is you're a soapy. I didn't know you were a soapy. We're friends with him. We know all the soapies.
He was in them, or
he was in Santa Barbara for 6 episodes as a character which is a big soap opera. And I think maybe Young and the Restless or one of the other ones you did an episode on. I forgot which one.
Young and the Restless. Yeah, I was a Swedish.
That was my mom's favorite soap opera. That was my mom's favorite.
We have all our friends are soapies. Everyone. You name the soap opera, we have them.
Yeah, no.
So I love
Santa Barbara and then Young and the Restless. Yeah.
Our friend Sean Kanan, who's on Bold and Beautiful right now, he said to me that he can learn 42 pages
a day.
Yes, a day. I would have a nervous breakdown and kill myself. I had to wait, and then he said when they're shooting, they give him additional pages. Here, learn 2 minutes. Could you do?
Yeah, I got the script midnight before the day of shooting on Santa Barbara, and he's right. And then we got there in the morning around 6 o'clock, and then while you were sitting in your dressing room, they came with more pages because they changed the sides. But,
I could never. Never.
But you know, a lot of soap actors, though, the really established older ones, you know, they have their tricks. They have sides under pillows and couches and stuff. They have to, because there's so much material for such a short time.
Do you have trouble remembering lines, or are you really good at it because you've been doing it for so long?
I'm good remembering. But you know what I'm doing lately, I actually record it, and then I just listen and listen and listen.
Oh, that's smart.
That's a thing I started the last few years.
I'm in a movie 3 months from now. I'm starting to learn my lines now. Because at my age, it's very hard to remember lines. You know, big movie stuff, famous, huge, like Robert De Niro doesn't remember lines anymore because he's old. So he uses a plug in his ear, as does Meryl Streep, as does a lot of the old actors. So what happens is you get older, your memory is shot. You know, you have so much crap in there from your life. How can you remember lines, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I have a question. Do you, because I know you do conventions with a lot of the people under the stairs people, but do you, does AJ Langer ever go to any of them?
She does not. Very rarely. She goes to one or two when it's in the UK. You know, she's a blue blood royal. I mean, blue that kind of married in. So she lives in a castle and that kind of stuff. So very hard to get her to do it.
Wasn't she in My So-Called Life or something also?
Something Sisters, and she was in a couple of hit shows. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember her because I always liked her because that was very cool. Okay, so hang on. He says he thinks he has two images of you. Yes, that's him.
Look at that.
That's me. Yes.
Guys, look at that. Are you like the most gorgeous thing on the planet ever?
You know, youth is really a mean thing.
Yes, that's it too, because he signed it, so we know it's him.
All the girls out there must be fainting.
That's just me. That's me as well. That's a Massimo campaign right there. I guess it's probably for sale somewhere because I signed it. But,
See, Yan, that beard is that the goatee.
Yeah, that's what he used to have, the goatee.
That's nice. And don't leave it gray. It makes you old. Dye it to
But he's trying to be old for a movie role.
Oh, all right. But see, you could look like that again.
Yeah, you look, because other than that, you still look the same.
You could
except
really
for the beard
look.
color.
You could look like that, but more mature. There, that's
the chat room loves it. They think you're like
Who said
fantastic. All of them, they're all like drooling.
the women must be.
The women and the men are all drooling. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, because right now I know you're doing a lot of stuff with Harley Wallen, and I want to say Harley's movies are getting so much better. Better and better. So you're in a movie that's making a big stink. It's called Beneath Us All. Everybody's loving it. It's like on the top of all the different streaming platforms. We have to stream it. We can stream it and watch it.
Didn't have a red
he didn't have a red carpet. I think he had a red carpet for it, but we didn't go because we had COVID.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we had a red carpet on September 14 or 19, something like that, in September. Yeah,
we were sick. There was something wrong that we couldn't go. But tell us a little bit about the film, and we're going to play the trailer because I think it's a vampire movie, right?
It's a Viking vampire movie.
Okay.
You know, and actually the whole movie starts 1,000 years ago or 1,200 years ago, where me looking as a normal person running, being chased by a bunch of Vikings, being a Viking myself, and then they transport me, they get me into a coffin, transport me over to this continent because it starts in Sweden. And then it goes flash forward to present time, and these kids finds me. I have this power over them to get them to get me up there. The vampire power thing that exists, and then I basically form myself into more of a monster type character vampire. After I'm back up above ground, so to speak.
I love it.
I love vampire movies. They're my favorite out of all the monster movies, the vampire movies.
He likes vampire movies.
It's doing really well. It's on all streaming right now. Harley just won Best Director in Horror Nation for all independent horror movies worldwide. He won Best Director. We were Beneath Us All were nominated for 5 different categories.
Who else is in it? Who else is in it?
Sean Whalen is in it. It's the first time we worked together for 30 years.
Under the Stairs, yes.
And who's the female? Any female?
Katie and Angelina Kama is the lead kid that finds me.
Was Katie a vampire?
No, Katie was a social worker. Because
you're the only vampire. You're the only vampire, right?
I'm the only vampire, and I'm not going to spoil it, but other people become vampires.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play the trailer. You introduce it. Juan, when he gets done introducing it, play us the Beneath Us All trailer that I sent you, and that way everybody can see it. And you guys, this movie's out streaming everywhere, and it's doing really well, so you can watch it everywhere. But go ahead, Jan, introduce it for us.
Well, here it goes. One of the few Viking vampire movies out there. You can see it on all streaming platforms. It's me, Sean Whalen, Maria Olsen, Katie and Holly Wallen, and Daniel Kama, and it's absolutely fantastic.
I want you all to remember Julie here. She's been a great example for you kids. In more ways than one.
This is not a punishment, Rebecca. You are the brightest social worker we have. It might be best for everyone if we reassign you to Oakland County.
We've had over 50 kids come through this home.
Julie! Why don't you just adopt them? Neither my husband nor I have ever touched that girl.
Something happened at the Gibbs' place.
Why didn't you come home?
Something in the woods. There is no man living in the woods. It is simply not true.
There was this feeling like I was bringing something bad back with me. I don't want to go in there.
I need fresher meat.
Frey?
The more I feed, the stronger I get.
No! I don't want to be here.
You can't save everyone.
Stop it! His pride proved to be toxic for all of you.
Hardly.
They don't show enough of you in that trailer.
Yeah, where's the vampire? I wanted to see the vampire. I got to talk to Harley about this.
We're gonna watch it anyway. We're gonna watch it. So is the girl who plays the main girl in that? Is that the same? He has another movie. I think you're in the sequel to. I forgot the name of it, but they're when they go on the family goes to a camping to like the little cabin in the woods.
Ash and Bone, yeah, it's the same.
Ash and Bone, that's the same girl, right? From Ash and Bone.
Yeah, Angelina Kama, yeah.
Yes, and you're in the sequel to that, right? Aren't you in the sequel to Ash and Bone?
Yes, I am. I was supposed to be in the first one, but the schedules didn't work out, so I'm going to be in the sequel now.
I actually thought so. We have not seen Beneath Us All yet, but I thought Ash and Bone was like definitely a great movie. Like I really enjoyed that one a lot.
Harley's work that we've been looking at now for 5 years really has improved tremendously, as has the Wallen brothers, not the Mahal brothers. Mahal brothers films are starting to really get to be a little more professional and better. So and even Joe Kelly's Clown 3 is going to be very good. It's going to be a hell of a lot better than Clown Motel 1. So I think we're all improving still. No matter how many years we're in the business, I think we're all improving.
You can always improve. I mean,
I think we are finally getting the idea of what it's all about, because we've gotten away from just slash, cut, kill.
Yeah,
we're starting to get into script, a story, character, and different.
Actually, too, you did a movie like a while ago called Death House, and it had every major like horror movie star on the planet.
That's the name of our movie.
And I know, and so we had a movie that we were doing. We're getting ready to start soon, and they changed it from Death House to Death Realm. The Haunting Begins.
Oh,
But I don't know if they changed it because of the movie that you were in, but
Probably.
But the movie that you were in though had everybody in that movie has been on our show, just about every single one of them, except for Gunnar Hansen, unfortunately, since he passed away. But everybody else in that movie's been on our show. So what are your because you do a little bit of everything. I know you're doing a Viking movie. You have a huge Viking movie that you're going to be like working on in Sweden, and you've done a little bit of everything. Mr. Blue Shirt, I don't think that's not you just finished with Eric Roberts and Dave Shearer, all these people, Lloyd Kaufman, Michael Berryman, Felissa Rose, they've all been on the show, Bill Oberst, everybody but Robert Allen Mukes. So have you been pigeonholed, like, do you think, just for horror? Because I see you're doing a little bit of everything, and you're a great actor, so you could do anything. Like, do you feel like you're pigeonholed?
Yeah, no, I don't feel like okay, like put it this way. I came over here, my first film, I come over here 87, did mostly modeling, and then, music videos in those days were short feature films. So I did quite a few of those and commercials. And my first feature I got, and I mean, I didn't do it on purpose. It was a Roger Corman film, Slumber Party Massacre 3. And then my second feature was People on Stairs with Wes Craven. So I worked with two really, very established horror directors.
Yes.
And then I got to work with Chuck Russell on Blessed the Child, with Kim Basinger and Rufus Sewell, which was also so. In between, I did other things, like I did Cyber Bandits as a transvestite, which was completely not opposite from the horror thing I did.
All right, we got to tell everybody about that. Hold on, Cyber Bandits, because like Eileen loves that movie. Guys, that has Martin Kemp. Martin Kemp is from like Spandau Ballet or ABC or one of those bands.
Spandau Ballet, yeah.
Spandau Ballet. It has Adam Ant. That's why Eileen loves it. Grace Jones, Robert Hayes, and Alexander Paul, who's been on our show, and I love her because she was in this TV movie called Models Inc. That I loved a lot. So that was like a big deal thing, something very different. And basically, you have a movie with everybody's a rock star.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I basically played Grace Jones's girlfriend, boyfriend. In those days, we didn't have all these different pronouns. It was just I was a transvestite,
right?
And I owned a bar. And I had a blast. I mean, Adam Ant was great. He was just starting out, trying to do more and more films. And Adam Kemp just came off a TV series he just did. Can't remember the name of it, but he was fantastic in it. So this director there was IRS Media, which was also a music company, and they started doing films. So they put this script together. And I remember the audition. It was an audition. The whole room was true, actual transvestites. I think I was the only straight man in there. That didn't like to dress up in women clothing daily. And I went in, I did the audition. The director was there, and I just did it. And I ended the audition by jumping into his lap. And I guess he said that was it. So it was fun because you know what? It's like anything in sports or acting, art, any art. I like to flex my muscle, and it was fun to do something very different.
Yes, absolutely. No, I think that's terrific.
That's how you get noticed when you're not yourself. You become a person.
You also Holly did a TV series called Tale of Tales, which we didn't actually see that. That was also on Tubi, right? Tale of Tales?
It's still on Tubi, and it's actually trending still right now. It is number 3 of the Tubi's most watched TV shows at the moment. We only did one season. It was right before COVID hit. It was an 8-episode series. I shot 4 episodes in Michigan, and then COVID hit, so we had to stop. And then actually when SAG opened up, that was in February, SAG opened up a short window in July for shooting again. So they decided to shoot the other 4 episodes, but I did not want to fly, July 2020. So they wrote me out of the last 4 episodes, but I'm in the first 4. It's a great series. You can watch it on Tubi right now.
What's it actually about? It's not, because that's not horror, right? That's it's a
whodunit crime thriller.
Oh, I like that.
Taking place in a strip club. And and I play this 60s, 70s kind of like hippie drug dealer. to the girls. And when the script came to me, it wrote kind of plain, like, you know, there's always that guy in those kind of clubs. So I spoke to Holly Wallen directed, and I said, hey, can we do something more fun? Can I do something more fun with this? Because he wanted him to be hippie-ish. So, you know, I have 3 different outfits in there. I brought them all myself, and I made him a total comedic. I made him like, you know, every time he shows up, he is comedic. He's the comic relief. You laugh when you see him. It was not really, you know, that was not how it was written, but I had so much fun with that.
I love it.
So they used it.
Oh yeah, they used every clip that I was, you know, that I kind of, I'm dry funny. It's not like I'm trying to be funny. I just made him so dry funny weird that it's he shows up and there's all these detectives. They're so serious, and then they start asking me questions, and it's just oh, it's a relief from the rest of the story because it's so dark. So I had a blast doing that.
I get from Harley talking to him that he's a guy that listens. I feel that his movies are a joint movie. Everybody's in it, not just one person.
No, I mean, a great example of that is that I came to Michigan to set, and I had you know, a full beard. I didn't shave for a long time because I didn't know what he wanted to do with it. So while we were on set on the first day of shooting, actually about an hour before I was supposed to shoot my first scene, I came to him and I said, hey, these are the clothes I like to wear. And he's like, amazing, great. And I said, can I do a handlebar mustache? It will just be that extra little thing. And he's like, do it. So I went in the bathroom, did a handlebar mustache, and it just made the whole character. So
I know. See that I like.
But you know, sometimes you get a director who's kind of ego gets in the way, and they'll say, stick to the script, you know, and you know the script may be wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to stick to the script, and your performance is not as good as it was when you did what you did, because you made the character the way you felt the character should be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
If the character worked.
So what? This is something that I probably didn't ask you the last time you were on because I don't think I was asking this, but I always like to ask this bucket list question. So basically, you've worked with all kinds of fucking huge people, male and female actor that you would love to have an opportunity to work with, and it can be living or dead. It doesn't even have to be living. So that's the first half of the question. The second half of the question is, if you could have ever been in any movie ever made, what movie would you have liked to have been in? Obviously, you don't pick one that you're already in.
I would have liked to be in Platoon.
Oh, wow.
What?
Platoon. The army, that's Vietnam or something. It was a great
the reason being that every single character that came out of that movie created something themselves, and that's what made their careers. They were so very individual characters, and the way it was shot, the director shot it, and then he highlighted it so much. Oliver Stone. So there, you know, I love that. I love to work with you know, like everybody else. I would love to work with Robert De Niro. And I would like to be a comedy because I think he's hilarious when he does his comedies.
I think you could be funny in comedy too, just because like I think you could do do it like dry, and I think that you could actually come across really funny.
You know, the ones I have done when it's comedy, like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's a dry comedy, and then Tale of Tales, it's like, you know, I'm not trying to be a stand-up comedian or anything. It's just playing it in a certain dryness. I seem to come off funny. So female.
Oliver Stone. I actually met Oliver Stone in Miami when they were shooting Any Given Sunday. I think it was Any Given Sunday, the football movie or whatever that he did, and he was very nice. I mean, I only got to say hi for 2 seconds, but he was friendly.
Yeah, no, female.
Female, go ahead. Tell us the female.
Female. I would have loved to work with Greta Garbo. Not only because she was Swedish, but because, you know, I really admired her work, and she was one of the first Swedish ones that came over here and really really showed people what we can do from Scandinavia.
Isn't that the way that you like Swedish?
No, Greta. I could tell you about Greta Garbo, from my mother, who was an actress in that period. Anyone that worked in film with Greta Garbo was never noticed. When the audience sat there, they only looked at Garbo. So they didn't care who you put there. You could put Roman Navarro, Rudolph Valentino. You could put anybody there, and all the eyes were on Garbo. So your working with Garbo would have been of no consequence because nobody would have looked at you. They were too busy. No, because Garbo was so magnificently beautiful that people just sat there in the theater, my mother said, and they'd stare at her and not say a word. They were mesmerized by this woman. She had magic. Whatever was in her persona, my mother said was, I asked my mother, did you ever meet her? My mother said she was too young. I never got the ages correct. But
wasn't the other lady though that you liked?
Oh, Gloria Swanson. My mother was a movie actress, silent movie actress. And Swanson, my mother knew Gloria Swanson.
No, isn't there another Swedish actress that you like? The Coins in the Fountain lady with the blonde hair.
Britt Ekland.
No, not. Oh, I like Britt Ekland. No.
Oh, Anita Ekberg.
Ekberg, that's it.
Oh, Anita.
He loves Anita Ekberg.
Oh, I love Anita Ekberg. Oh, Anita Ekberg. Oh my! She made me straight for so many days. So many days I was straight.
I couldn't think of her name.
Oh, I was crazy about Anita Ekberg. When I saw Boccaccio 70, and Anita Ekberg is in a low-cut dress, rolling down a hill, singing "Beve più latte, latte fa bene." Drink more milk. Milk makes you feel good. And her tits are almost falling out of the dress. I went nuts in that place. I didn't know if I was gay or straight.
I love it.
Oh, Anita Ekberg, there's nothing better. Sophia Loren, Anita Ekberg, mamma mia.
So would you like, because like, do you see yourself like doing like, because I know you're doing a Viking movie. I guess that's like going to be like an action movie. Do you see yourself like as an action? You know, you're built to be an action star. You're like tall. You're good looking.
I don't know if I see action. I don't really see any kind of category. I like to do an action movie, but I really like dramatic roles. That dramatic roles that might not necessarily be horror. I would love to get to chew on something really dramatic and serious.
Like you should have been like you would have been cool if you would have been like one of the Voltari in like the Twilight movies. Like I could have seen you doing that. I don't know if you watched. I love the Twilight movies, but like you could have been one of the lead vampires, that ran over all of them, and you had a look that's perfect for it. Because I think there's a lot of things that I don't think that you get utilized as much as you should be, because you've got such a distinct, cool look that you fit into like a lot of things. So we just got to get you into them. Because I think that
first of all, they got to write them.
And if they write them, they got to get them. We got to get money for them.
They're not writing anything that's terrific. We're looking at the same shit over and over and over again. If they make one more horror movie where 10 people are in a room and they all get killed one at a time, I'm going to scream because I am so sick of that same plot. Chop them up. Then number 2 comes, the head comes off. Number 3 comes, they blow them up. Get out of here. That's
the chat room says they'll watch you in anything. It says they could eat they could watch you eating potato chips and they would do it.
But they'd like to watch you eat potato chips naked.
Yeah.
My girls, you want to watch them eat potato chips naked? Oh, Victoria's going to kill me when she sees me.
I love it. Yeah.
Let's talk about your wife. You are so fortunate to have the wife that you have. I have never met anyone in my life as supportive as Victoria is of you. She absolutely believes in you 120%. And she's a lovely, lovely person.
And she's one of the smartest
producer,
knowledgeable entertainment industry people I know.
You're lucky to
anytime I have a question, I can call her and she knows the answer. She knows She literally knows how to do everything.
You're lucky. You're lucky. How did you meet Victoria? Let's hear the love story.
Well, the first time we met was 1988 when I came over here as a model more, and she was an agent at an agency. She actually, and this is a funny story, in her cubicle, they all had one photo of each of the talent. In her cubicle was a picture of me before we even met. So she looked at my face every morning when she got to work. And it was a body shot, I remember. And then, but she was, you know, in a very serious relationship at the time. So, you know, I tried to ask her out a few times. Then flash forward 8 years, I'm going to my friend's house. This girl that worked in as an assistant for me, I was going to produce this film. She was, you know, printing out some scripts for me. And she was Victoria's neighbor and friend. So she had been telling Victoria, you should meet this guy, Yan, this and this and that. And, you know, Victoria didn't put two and two together, obviously, at that point. So I come there one after one. This is 1996 now, 8 years later. Knock on the door, and she's just about to leave. She opens the door, and it's her. And then after that, we started dating.
So she got her photograph for real.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The guy she was looking at, loving, she got for real. Anyway, she's a sweetie pie. Please give her our love, okay?
Oh, she's the best thing I've ever done in my life. That's for sure. Marry that.
But
I like
tell her that we were asking about her.
I will for sure. I will for sure. And anything for future, if you want to, you know, what I would like to do for future that we did come up, you know, Jordan Peele is going to do a reboot of People on the Stairs. So I want to shout out that that would be something I would really like to be involved in.
Oh my God! Wait, who's going to do it?
What is it?
Jordan Peele.
Oh, is he really?
What is it?
Monkey and Paw Productions. He just announced a few months ago that he's doing the reboot of People Under the Stairs.
We should start tweeting to him.
That wouldn't hurt. And you know what? The funny thing is that my character has so much prosthetics, so it doesn't matter. I can do the same exact character again.
Hey, chat room, because all the people in the chat room, we all tweet daily. You guys, we got to start tweeting to Jordan Peele because Yan has a Twitter, an X. Let's start putting together a campaign where we tweet to Jordan Peele to get Yan Burch as the Stairmaster in the People Under the Stairs remake. That would be cool.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll work on that. Text me and remind me, and I'll start it later.
Who are we supposed to text to?
Jordan Peele's the director who's award-winning.
Well, how do we get Jordan Peele?
He's on Twitter.
How do you get that?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. In the meantime, because what is your Twitter? Is it just Yan Burch or?
There's Yan Burch on Twitter, and he's also on both him and his company Monkey Paw is on Instagram too. So they post a lot. Monkey Paw Productions and Jordan Peele is the two things that should get some attention.
And it's Yan Burch page, you guys. Yan Burch page on Instagram and Yan Burch on Twitter. And B. Claudia is already like, okay, I found him already. Okay. So you guys follow Yan and let's get him. Have you been tweeting regularly or start tweeting once you start seeing us mention you? Retweet everything and stuff, and we'll start a little campaign.
But wouldn't that kind of annoy the guy?
No. It's making him aware.
Yeah. But
that's how everybody gets shit.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of what had to happen with Tony Todd and Candyman. Talking to Tony, he said he really it wasn't an obvious choice for Jordan Peele to begin with, but he made it in the end because of a lot of people.
Yeah, that's right.
But do you realize you forgot how many people watch us?
I know, lots of people watching.
5 million people watch the show all over the world. Now, if everybody tweets this guy, he's going to kill you and Jimmy.
That's okay.
Because his Twitter's going to be ringing and never
then
stopping.
He'll know, though, how popular you are.
Yeah, I know that, but who wants that friggin' thing ringing all the
that's
time?
okay. Well, most people turn their things off. So
you're going to hear from him and say, stop this shit.
And I'll say, once I see the contract that you sent to Yan, we'll stop.
I know if I got 2 tweeters or twits, whatever they're called, I don't even answer them.
That's hilarious. Lady Lake says she follows you already. All right, so you guys follow Yan on his Instagram, Yan Burch page. Follow him on Twitter at Yan Burch. We have 1 minute left. Anything we should tell people to go see? You have another movie, The Devil's Left Hand. I think we saw that. We were at the the premiere for that one.
Yeah, the Devil's Left Hand was it was recut. So I don't know if you've seen the latest version.
No,
recut and re-released, and it was re-released in August, and it's now on all platforms, and it's also very popular.
Okay, so you guys check it out. Definitely, though, everybody check out Beneath Us All and watch at least the first 4 episodes of Tale of Tales, so you can see Yan in the first 4 episodes with a handlebar mustache. All right, so Yan, thank you so much. Please send our best to Victoria. I'm going to call her later. And thank you, and Happy New Year, and have a great year. And if you get anything really big, come back.
Very soon.
We'll see you soon. Yes,
I hope so too. And thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Yan.
Bye-bye.
Hey, all right, everybody. So next week we have what's the guy?
My good friend
Julian Schlossberg. It's coming on next week,
and he's
you guys.
got some new stuff to tell us.
So everybody, we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.